In today's polarized world, is feminism dead?
Strong, confident men date feminists.
I know I do think that's a big problem with guys these days, is they aren't confident enough to approach women.
You may not agree with me, and that's fine, but I don't think that sex work is something that empowers women.
Because it doesn't, and that is absolutely...
It doesn't empower them, it damages them. Sleeping around doesn't make you a strong woman.
I 100% believe I will probably never be in a real relationship again.
Oh my gosh, I'm so lonely in 2025. Like, all my friends have a boyfriend and I want a boyfriend.
But women can literally do anything, but we just let a man do it for us.
In other words, leeching is much better than to just be an adult with responsibilities. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
I do not understand why any of us are single. Do you want the same things out of life? Are you able to say, I'm sorry, that was not my intention, but I understand how you might feel that way based off my actions? And then can you learn from that conversation? That's really all it takes, and yet we're all here. I know I do think that's a big problem with guys these days, is they aren't confident enough to approach women.
It's the women's fault that guys don't approach. You've got these feminists that want to be equal. They don't want to be approached. They want to be the man. They want to be on top. So now guys don't feel like they can approach women because a lot of women get offended. Catcalling. I would love to be catcalled. Sorry, I would like to walk down the street and someone whistle at me. That makes me feel really good about myself.
Because women literally destroy the world today, and I'll explain why. Radical feminism destroy the world and destroy women, and it destroy relationship. Yep. Because women kind of like destroy their own for themselves, destroyed it for themselves. Because you want to be equal to a man, you want men to treat you equally, everything, and you think that everything you do, you are perfect one. What we have, a lot of women have, right? Men have more value when they get older than a woman.
I agree.
Okay? And if women come and treat men like a wallet and everything has to be transactional, okay, men lose interest. The good women suffer from what the other women did, because radical feminism literally destroy the relationships today.
Radical feminism did destroy relationships, and because of that, relationships and many other foundational aspects of society began to unravel. It created a mindset where men were seen as oppressors rather than partners, and where women were encouraged to prioritize independence over interdependence. As a result, mutual respect and cooperation in relationships were replaced with power struggles, distrust, and unrealistic expectations. Many women today do treat men like wallets, which is why many men have taken a back seat. This whole feminism movement, especially in its radical form, has also ruined relationships for good women. It pushed narratives that encouraged women to chase independence at all costs, reject traditional roles, and view men as the enemy. As a result, even women who want to build healthy, committed relationships are struggling to find good men who are still willing to engage.
A lot of women are waiting for the finished product, and you're missing a really good man who knows who he is, but he just needs support. And I'll say this too, a lot of men are waiting to build their kingdom before they have their woman. A really good woman will support you in building that kingdom. The right woman will inspire the shit out of a man to build a bigger kingdom than he would have built alone.
Auntie, do you feel like men approach women more or less now?
They approach women less now because women look more fierce. They wear more war paint, and because the men are scared. Because nowadays it takes a couple of rare things to happen for all men to be labelled. So now you don't even know whether to approach a woman or not, because you don't know whether she's going to say that you're harassing her, leave her alone. And sometimes you might even just want, a man might just want to say, excuse me, love, do you know that? No!
If you think about it, the amount of effort we put in to get a woman, it's actually not even worth it anymore. We are not scared. We are just beat down and made to feel less because we are not up to high standards to be that 3%. It's just not worth the drama. We want to. But as lonely as it might be, it's peaceful. I've tried multiple times throughout life, and I've always been a gentleman. But after so many insults, judgmental people, I have completely stopped. It's less about fear and more about realization. When a man chooses not to approach a woman, realizing that if he does approach, there's a really high chance she might be very disrespectful. It's the understanding that he could be met with eye rolls, sarcasm, or a dismissive attitude, even if he came with nothing but respect. We're in a culture where a simple hello can be labeled as creepy, where rejection isn't just a polite no anymore. It can be laced with humiliation, attitude, or blasted online for clout. So, no, it's not fear. It's about self-respect. It's about men saying, why would I go out of my way to approach someone who already assumes the worst of me? Men are tired of being shamed for showing interest, and tired of being treated like predators for simply trying to start a conversation. So yes, feminism, especially in its modern radical form, has killed some men's confidence in a way, because approaching a woman back then compared to now wasn't nearly as risky, stressful, or hostile.
Public service announcement, ladies. Remember, if he wanted to, he would. And he will. And guess what mine does?
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Don't trust them. Yeah, I agree with that one.
What is the most surprising thing you've learned about men from your experiences?
You can't trust them. Facts.
Do you prefer a man who is a gentleman or a bad boy?
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys but want to settle down with nice guys?
Yeah.
If you happen to be looking for a quality man, where would you expect to find one?
A quality man? Church. Yes, that is.
When was the last time you went to church?
Men. I think you have turned this woman completely the fuck off. Yeah. Like, I genuinely, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I fucking wish that I would have found my man fucking 10, 15 years ago. Because this is horse shit. Like, I'm gonna stay all the way fucking single until I find a worthy one. And this carnal treasure, lock the fuck up. Okay? Yeah.
Well, that carnal treasure should have been locked before passing it around. This is just another case of a woman dealing with toxic men, entertaining the bad boys and chasing the thrill, only to suddenly value herself after the damage is done. Now that she's been burned, now that the attention isn't what it used to be, now that the fun has turned into pain, that's when she wants to get serious. Now she's saying, I'll stay single until I find a worthy one. But why wasn't that the thought process in the first place? Where was that mindset when she was entertaining red flags? It's easy to talk about standards after the damage is done, after the body count's gone up. It's not that people can't grow, but growth without accountability just turns into entitlement. And sadly, that's what we're seeing. Women wanting to lock up what's left, hoping it's still enough to attract what they once dismissed.
Really have a right to be treated respectfully.
We are unfortunately running out of time, but Peter, I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Not particularly, and if there are some I don't like, I certainly wouldn't want them banned, but it always goes back to that old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but there will always be something to offend a feminist.
Peter
Lloyd. No, that's just obnoxious.
Peter
Sorry,
Lloyd,
you have to give me a chance to respond to that. That is ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again.
I always see quotes on Twitter talking about why do men cheat on the prettiest girls? And it's because they are insecure.
No, ma'am. It's because a lot of women who are extremely pretty and they know that they are extremely pretty, a lot of those women think that is the only thing that they have to bring into the relationship. That's not all the time, because there are men who will cheat just because they want to cheat, no matter how good of a woman you are. But in a lot of cases, you have these women who are like, I'm so pretty, how could he ever cheat on me and I look like this? Yet your personality is shit. All you bring into that man's life is chaos. That's why you have those situations where men, when they move on from the super pretty girl, and you see the new girl that he gets with, you have those women who are like, well, I look better than her. Why is he with her? Because she brings things into their relationship that are more valuable than just being pretty.
That's absolutely true. Another thing these modern women say, and actually believe, is that their presence alone is enough to be around a man, as if just existing in his space is some grand favor. They don't believe they have to put in work, effort, or bring anything of real value to the table. All they believe in is just showing up, getting pampered, getting taken care of, as if they're clocking into a job and their beauty is the paycheck. No emotional support, no loyalty, no peace, no femininity, just entitlement and a sense that the man owes them something for simply being there. And then these same women act shocked when that man walks away and chooses a better woman, a woman who actually values him, who gives him peace, shows appreciation, brings softness, and doesn't treat him like a walking ATM. These women scream men ain't loyal or he switched up, but they never stop to think, what did I actually do for that man?
Does anybody else think that the dating apps are the worst that they've ever been? So what I mean by that is, of course, the dating apps have always been very hit or miss, but I feel like the past year or two or even 3 years, I would say really just kind of after the pandemic, the behavior on the dating apps has just honestly gotten so much worse. Now, of course, there's always been like bad apples on there, but I do think that the behavior as a whole has really just trended downward the past couple years. Like with ghosting, with just playing a lot of games. I just feel like I've heard this from so many people, men and women. So if you guys are running into the same thing, let me know.
There's no way you are over here crying over that loser. That loser that did nothing for you. He didn't take you out. He didn't buy you flowers. He didn't even do the bare minimum. He was the bar below the bare minimum. I'm gonna need you to pick your butt up, and while you're down there, pick up your standards. Because this started with you. If you don't have high standards in your life, you are gonna attract low quality men and low quality relationships. You need to level up in every area, financially, mentally, physically. Give yourself the top of the top treatment. Prioritize yourself, because if you don't learn how to prioritize you and who you are and all that you are, how can you expect these low quality men to do that for you? You need to get it together and stop crying over losers. Any man coming into your life should add on to what already you have going on, not give you a heartbreak.
So would you advise men to date younger women with less trauma and baggage then?
Oh my God. Oh God. No, they gotta deal with the women that they've traumatized. Date your age.
Younger women do not have less baggage and trauma or anything else. Younger women don't have a lot of life experience, obviously, because they're younger. And having been, you know what, I can talk shit about 20-year-old girls because I've been a 20-year-old girl. And if you are on the same emotional plane as a 20-year-old girl, that says a lot about you if that's who you are dating. And I don't suggest it.
So the older you are, the more jaded you are, basically.
Pretty much, because you've been through it all. And then every time you go through a breakup and go through that, you get bitter and bitter. Your guards are up all the way.
I like how she said men have to deal with the women they've traumatized, as if those women didn't willingly chase after and entertain the exact types of men who clearly had no intentions from the start. These weren't hidden wolves in sheep's clothing. These were loud, proud, red flag waving men that they chose over and over again. And of course, she wouldn't advise men to date younger women. Why would she? She knows younger women often still bring femininity, cooperation, and aren't as jaded by years of poor choices. She knows that younger women are more likely to value partnership, not competition. This whole narrative is built on guilt-tripping men into settling for women who spent their prime years disrespecting, rejecting, playing the field too long. But the truth is, men aren't obligated to fix what someone else broke, especially when that same someone willingly kept breaking themselves for attention, drama, and surface-level attraction.
I'm in a weird place right now, and I can't give you the time or the attention that you deserve. You're done. I like you a lot, and you treat me better than anybody else has in my whole life, but I can't commit to you right now. Will you wait for me? You're done. I can't be in a relationship with you right now because I'm still trying to figure out how I ended up with somebody so amazing that treats me so well. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, but I'm so sick of sex workers complaining about the way they're getting like treated in society. Yeah, no shit. You thought you were going to do something that controversial and also like degrading and meaning all the negative things. But you don't get to be judged. Everyone else gets to be judged, but like what, you're safe from that category when you're doing like the craziest thing. And like, also, I'm sorry, promoting that as normal and to young women and watching all these women regret it, ruin their lives. And every single sex worker comes out and says it's awful and they don't promote it to young women. And it's just like, oh, it's so annoying. I make political statements. I'm not exempt from fucking people talking shit to me. I expect it.
Okay, guys, here's why feminism really fucks up a romantic relationship. Okay, our physical difference is just one thing. And why does this even matter in a relationship? Here's why. Both men and women have different attributes that make us amazing. All right. Now, while a man is physically stronger, they are there to protect us. All right. Let's be honest. Yes, I've tried to pretend fight with my boyfriend. He's going to kick my ass. Okay. Let's just be clear. My son, he's 10. He's almost ready to kick my ass, and I hardcore work out. So that is something that I'm just going to let them have. Okay. And how it works out in a relationship is, you know what? When that jar is too hard, yes, I'm going to ask him. I could probably do it, but guess what? That's what they're good at, and why don't we let them do that? All right? And when it turns to things that need nurturing, that need intuition, that need care and empathy, hey, here I am. Let me do that, okay? I am the expert at that. This is what comes natural for me, okay? So in relationships, it is very important for us to stay in our lane and do what we are made to do. And that way we have balance. And the man is the man and the woman is the woman, okay?
But that's not how feminists see it, especially the modern radical ones. They don't believe in complimenting a man. They believe in competing with him. In their minds, they're both the man and the woman. They want to lead, dominate, control, and still expect to be cherished, protected, and provided for. They constantly preach, I can do whatever a man can do. But when it's time to face the consequences or shoulder the burdens men carry daily, suddenly it's all, where are the real men? Feminism doesn't believe in letting a man be a man. In fact, they see masculinity as a threat, something to suppress or shame, until, of course, they need that same masculinity to fix their problems. Instead of being a partner, the modern feminist wants to be a rival. And when you bring two people into a relationship who are both trying to wear the crown, the kingdom crumbles. There's no harmony, just a constant power struggle.